Good afternoon, guys. How are you? I hope everything goes well. Welcome to our first session of this video class for pre-intermediate. Bienvenidos, queridos estudiantes, cada uno de ustedes. Espero que este sea un espacio para aclarar dudas, para que ustedes puedan aprender sobre ciertos temas gramaticales en los que nos vamos a enfocar más adelante. So I'm going to explain the rules about this course, the content, and some examples as well. So here we have the following information. First of all, we're going to talk about our course introduction, the different course rules we had and the procedures, the course timetable, the module 1, the content, the grammar review for this module, upcoming assignments, the video class summary, and the final comments. Those are the different categories, different information we're going to focus on. So for the course rules and procedures, we have the following. Ok, aquí en este apartado vamos a ver las reglas de la clase para que ustedes las tengan muy en cuenta. Toda la información relacionada a los materiales que vamos a conocer, a las tareas que tenemos para cada uno de los módulos, todos los recursos que ustedes pueden encontrar tanto de la página como los que se recomiendan utilizar. Okay, so here we have our check materials and instructions for the PDFs, documents for each module, and complementary material. As you can see right there in Canvas, we have like a document, which is like maybe the largest one, with all information related to each topic or each grammar topic. Also, some examples we have right there in some complementary exercises. If you really want to put into practice, so you can do it by using this document, also by your own, so you can find plenty of web pages with those topics. Entonces recordemos que dentro de nuestra plataforma tenemos material de estudio, el PDF, hace parte de la creación de cierta información para que ustedes puedan tener un apoyo y van a encontrar la explicación gramatical en detalle junto con algunos ejemplos y ejercicios complementarios. So the assignments, we'll see, check submission days in the course calendar. Only valid excuses will be accepted in a timeline manner. PDFs, models, the complementary material, and the activities for a workshop and quiz, right? Es muy importante que ustedes estén revisando continuamente el calendario, dado que allá está la fecha de inicio de apertura de la actividad junto con la fecha de cierre. Recordemos que solamente las excusas válidas serán aceptadas para que ustedes puedan presentar la tarea en una fecha extra. Por otro lado, tenemos que cada uno de las actividades propuestas para cada módulo cuenta con cierto tiempo de plazo, generalmente son 8 días, una semana. La idea es que ustedes puedan tener en cuenta la primera plantilla donde se describe la actividad y allí se les sugiere tener un tiempo estimado, ya sea entre 4 horas a 8 horas. No quiere decir que ese va a ser el tiempo que ustedes van a gastar haciendo este tipo de actividades. Es un tiempo sugerido para que las puedan realizar en su totalidad. Pues dependiendo del acercamiento a los temas, de la familiaridad que ustedes tengan con esa información, pues puede ser mucho más sencillo. The certain tools and sources, so it's important not use translators. We recommend to use the www.wordreference.com. It is one of the most useful web pages we can see or we can find according to vocabulary in terms of some examples and content as well. Okay, and number 4, it's important to follow the appropriate formats and etiquette at all times. Cuando ustedes ingresan por la pestaña que dice módulos, que está ubicada al lado izquierdo, van a encontrar allí, bueno, en este caso, una pestaña que se denomina Upper Reference Formats and Etiquette, right? So Just click on there and read the information. Ustedes pueden ingresar allí y leer la información que tenemos disponible para la presentación de trabajo. This course introduction, so this course is divided in three modules. The first one lasts 2 weeks, the second one and the third one lasts 3 weeks. We have three different kind of tasks for each of these modules. So the first one basically is a workshop. You are going to find different types of questions and activities. This one is maybe a little bit longer than the second one, which is a forum. In this forum, the idea is, first of all, maybe to make a presentation by your own and later to reply one of your classmates' videos in order to make a feedback according to some questions or a requirement based on the activity. Finally, we have a quiz or a final exam, so according to the model we have. Okay, so here we have our course timetable. The first part is related to the workshop rules and regulations. The second one is crime investigation. And the third one, the quiz model one. All right. Recordemos las fechas de apertura y cierre de cada una de estas actividades. For this course, we have this workshop since yesterday. It was open until August the 6th. Later, we have the transcript investigation. It's going to be open on August the 7th until August the 13th. And finally, for the quiz, it's going to be available from August the 11th until August the 17th. Okay. So for our first module, the content of it and the competencies for this module are the following ones. First of all, it's important to identify the difference between have to and must in a list of instructions to express obligations. Later, we are going to talk about uses the simple past in a visual representation to describe events from the past. And finally, uses past continuous in a visual representation to express actions in progression in the past. Entonces tenemos acá los verbos, los temas, perdón, gramaticales más importantes para este primer módulo. Están basados en el uso del have to y el must, que son dos verbos modales que en este caso expresan obligación. Vamos a ver algunas diferencias en ellos. Asimismo, otro tema es el pasado simple, el uso de este para hablar sobre eventos o hechos históricos de nuestros antepasados, y uses past continuous in a visual representation, y el uso del pasado continuo para hablar sobre una acción en progreso que se realizó durante el pasado. So for the model one, modal verbs, things you must remember when traveling, passport and luggage. All right. So for this model, you're going to see like maybe a review of this topic. Recordemos que el más, en este caso, hace referencia a una obligación, a strong obligation. So we must carry our passports, yes, when we want to travel. We mustn't or must not take pictures of statues in the museum. We don't have to pack our clothing, and we doesn't have to use a camera in his trip. All right, sorry. So in this part, we can see as something very similar among all of those sentences. Algo que es muy similar o que se maneja de la misma manera para cada uno de esos enunciados es el uso del modal verb seguido de una vez por el verbo en infinitivo, es decir, que no vamos a colocar un tú, no, este verbo que encontramos allí viene en la forma base y el complemento. So we must carry our passports, we mustn't take or must not. Recordemos que tenemos la abreviación, la cual utilizamos generalmente para conversaciones o escritos informales, a diferencia de la forma más extensa. Okay. So traveling abroad, the idea of this part is just to start making some questions. We don't have to, and he doesn't have to. El don't have to, en este caso, algunas veces hace referencia un poco más a aquel tipo de obligaciones que consideramos que son propias con un fin objetivo para realizar frente a algún proyecto que tengamos o alguna situación. So, traveling abroad. I have to pack or I have to carry my document. Yes. You must have a visa and passport is an obligation. It's very important. If you don't have it, you can't travel abroad. You mustn't give your documents to strangers. Yes, it's an stern obligation as well. Booking a flight. You have to search online first. Eso sería una regla para nosotros mismos. Sabemos que debemos de buscar cierta información antes de viajar a algún lugar por diferentes razones. Una de ellas puede ser para cerciorarnos que donde nosotros hagamos una reserva va a ser el lugar donde podemos hospedarnos con tranquilidad, conocer los sitios turísticos que nos ofrece dicho lugar donde vamos a viajar, entre otras cosas. So that's why it's important to take into account that we have to search online first before going to this place in case we're really or we're interested in going to some places and just plan ahead the trip. Okay, later we have the advice on things. Eso sería una parte de la explicación en relación con el uso del must. We have the things that should remember to keep in mind, cosas que nosotros debemos recordar en relación al uso del should. Should, the most of the times is used to talk about advice and feelings. Recordemos que el should hace más referencia a los consejos que nosotros damos frente a alguna situación. So, for example, in the case that we are sick, maybe a person say, oh, you should drink a lot of water, you should do a lot of teas, you should go to the doctor, you should rest. Yes, there are different kind of advices or pieces of advice that some people can give us. So she should carry a bottle of water. He should not or shouldn't take a lot of clothes. We should use a camera and they shouldn't or they should not stay outside for a long time when it's winter. Those are the examples we can just keep in mind. Remember that for the first one, we're expressing just an advice. Maybe for a person who is going to walk or to do some exercise. Later for the second word, you shouldn't, right? We're expressing something negative. Take a lot of clothes, maybe because you are going to travel to Holland. In this kind of part, it's not necessary to use warm clothing. So, all right. Later we have going on vacation. So the first sentence it says, you should buy a carry-on bag. Visiting Europe in winter, you must wear warm clothes, right? It depends according to the place you are in the experience that you're going to have. You're going to get some pieces of advice. Ok, en este caso, si ustedes tienen cualquier pregunta al momento, pueden hacerla, pueden escribir a través del chat del grupo que tenemos acá, cualquier inquietud. Since I don't see anyone of you is connected, so I'm going to continue. Teniendo en cuenta pues que ninguno de ustedes se ha conectado hasta el momento, vamos a continuar con la videoclase. So in here we have the use of them must and mustn't, right? So we were talking about that a little bit before. Okay, let's continue with the use of simple past. When do we use simple past? So basically, when we really want to talk about past events or to express historical events. So the grammar structure that we use for that is to input the subject or the noun, the actual verb in past, and the complement. So maybe it was this was a topic that you already saw before, or it's just a review about the grammar explanation as well as vocabulary you can use and more stuff like examples. For the affirmative sentences, we say he worked regular bounds for the work there for 10 years and their new car 2 hours ago. So they bought irregular verbs for verb buy their new car 2 hours ago. So you can see the two different sentences in order to make them correct. Later, we have to create the negative form. We always use didn't and we keep the present for the verb, no matter if it's a regular or irregular verb. Our grammar structure, well, so according to it, we have like different kind of words that we can identify. How do we know that a sentence is in simple past? Because of the verb, and sometimes we can see that at the end of the sentence, you can write like some complementary words which refer to something in past, like yesterday, last night, the day before, and so on. So, negative sentence. You didn't call me last night. She didn't celebrate her last birthday. Ok. En este caso, cuando nosotros estamos haciendo uso de ese pasado simple, recordemos que para el auxiliar en la forma negativa debemos utilizar el didn't o el did not. Seguido de eso debe ir el verbo en presente simple en la base, en la forma base, and that's it. Alright. So, in relation to the interrogative form, so we have to include did or didn't, yes, which is the main verb of this grammar topic. Later, we put the subject, the actual verb, and the complement. So for answering those sentences, so we are going to say that yes, no, later we have something extra, which is the inclusion of the WH word. Recordemos que también podemos hacer uso del WH como which, who, what, why, when, where, and so on. Okay, for the grammar structure, we can use WH word plus did plus subject plus action verb and complement, right? Okay, so for example, where did they travel last vacation? Okay, so you could say that he traveled to. Okay, so here we have the use of simple past properly. It is fundamental to distinguish between regular verbs and irregular verbs. Tal vez esta lista de verbos las han visto anteriormente, hace referencia en los libros, aquella segunda columna enfocadas en los verbos con los cuales queremos expresar algún tipo de información previa. Okay, for those regular verbs and irregular verbs, we have the following. So, regular verbs are the ones that we're going to add the ed suffix in the form in the past. Recordemos que esos verbos regulares hacen referencia a aquellas palabras, aquellas acciones que en el sentido gramatical no cambian de manera profunda, solamente agregamos una D o una ED en el caso en que ya tenga la consonante, la vocal que hace referencia a un sonido, en este caso vocálico, lo vamos a dejar de la misma manera. Hay cierta distinción en cuanto a la pronunciación, allí tenemos que hacer un énfasis, dado que si es un verbo regular, los clasificamos en tres tipos de grupos, si el sonido es con una T, es con una D o con una ID. Okay. So for irregular verbs, we don't follow the regular verbs rules in their past forms, and they are classified into verb type 1 and verb types 2. We have some words that change completely in the past and others that keep in their original form. Entonces recordemos que tenemos dos grupos de verbos en el caso de los verbos irregulares. Los primeros de ellos hacen referencia a aquellos que no cambian completamente o de ninguna manera. Y tenemos los verbos tipo 2, que son verbos en pasado que se están, bueno, verbos del pasado que mantienen su misma forma base. So later we have this explanation according to those topics. Now we're going to go to the activities you're going to start working with for our course pre-intermediate. Don't forget, if you have any question, don't forget to contact me. You can write an email for me. You can send me a message. Okay, so here, okay, in this part you can see the different videos. I really want to invite you to introduce yourself in this forum, which is called Introduction and Socialization Forum. The idea is to make like a brief description about your academic profile, your interests, your hobbies, dislikes, any information that you want to tell us, you are welcome to do it. Later we have the didactic guides or the class plan, the activities schedule. Acaban de encontrar el programa de actividades. Recuerden también hacer la presentación, como lo mencionaba anteriormente, en el foro de introducción y socialización, haciendo una descripción muy breve en cuanto al perfil académico, los intereses, entre otros aspectos que ustedes consideren pertinentes mencionar. Acá tenemos la parte de las infografías, referencias. Tenemos Rules and Regulations, which is the first activity. Esa es la primera actividad, es el taller. The idea here is just to start doing like each exercises. So 4 hours are the ones that are going to be like the limit to present this. Let's see one example. Consider the following places or situations and complete each sentence using must or have to. Please pay attention to the verb conjugation, okay? Later, we have the second part, or the second activity, which is the pardon. In the pardon, we are going to follow each step in order to accomplish this task successfully. Okay, this one is not working very well. Crime investigation. All right. So there are two competences in which by including images, definition, uses simple past. Practice crime vocabulary with the virtual tool Quizlet. The first idea is that you're going to start the game in here, which is related to the activity you're going to start working with. Entonces, que ustedes primero pueden aprovechar como tal este tipo de juego que les da cierto vocabulario en relación con el contenido que vamos a ver para esta actividad. Read simple past tense information. Later you can see some examples using affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences. Are you a good crime investigation? Let's see. Okay. Now analyze the list of evidence and recording below. En este caso ustedes van a ver el reporte de la evidencia, que es muy importante que lo lean completamente. Posteriormente van a hacer una visualización del video. And according to this video, to your analysis, you're going to design a presentation. You can use PowerPoint. Answer the following questions. What was the crime? Describe the crime scene. What was the evidence? And which of the suspects do you consider was guilty? Explain why, 2 sentences. Record a video talking about the crime solution. Watch this model before. So those are the aspects to take into account regarding to the previous activity. Okay, so here we have like different questions taken into account the grammar required for this video. Also, which of the suspects do you consider was guilty? You're going to mention 2 sentences by recording a video talking about the crime solution. And you can see this model in order to follow and just be careful with some aspects. Okay, this one is Robert for checking this activity. I hope that you have a great day today. So if you have any questions, don't forget to contact me and we'll talk later. Have a great day today and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.